Generally the word Basel, B-A-S-E-L, is used for banking norms. Generally the word Basel is used for banking norms, but the word Basel is also important for what? Transboundary movement of hazardous wastes. Transboundary movement of hazardous waste. Hazardous means which is dangerous, but it is not radioactive. Basel Convention, this might be your prelims question. Is Basel Convention also deals with radioactive waste? No. This you have to understand. Basel Convention do not deal with radioactive waste. Basel Convention do not deal with radioactive waste. It only deals with other forms of electronic waste and other wastes. Hazardous waste, which is hazardous to other countries. Generally, the developed countries send the dumping of waste to the third world countries, developing and underdeveloped world. So they will clean up their countries, they will ship entire waste and they will send it to the developing and underdeveloped countries. Once what happened few years back, regular ships will come like that under different consignment. In Gujarat Alag port, such ship have come. Some environmental activists came to know about that. They have agitated. Finally, the ship was asked to go back. The ship was asked to go back. So the ship, I think, have come from France. You may not remember ship, but this has happened. So Basel Convention is about transboundary movement of hazardous waste. So rich countries have no authority to dump the waste into the poor countries, which is hazardous to flora and fauna and environment there. For that there is a convention called Basel Convention. Okay. Generally the convention is also intended to minimize the amount of toxicity and waste generated. It not only deals with transboundary movement, it also wanted to minimize the waste generation and toxic waste generation. Toxic waste means which is very dangerous waste. You have to minimize toxic waste generation and waste generation. This is Basel Convention on transboundary movement of hazardous wastes. On transboundary movement of hazardous wastes. Okay, next is we will go to the different convention. Ramsar Convention on Wetlands. Ramsar Convention on Wetlands. See, wetlands generally occur where water and land mass come together. They are marshy. In Telugu they are called chittadi nelalu. For example, people from Andhra Pradesh, Kolleru Lake is a wetland. Rajasthan, Sambar Lake is a wetland. Chilka Lake is a wetland. So, in India, we have 26 wetlands which were recognized by Ramsar. In India total, we have 26 wetlands which were recognized by Ramsar. Now try to understand. Ramsar is in Iran. The town Ramsar is in Iran. This convention is basically a convention relating to wetlands, protecting the wetlands. Ramsar Convention is basically a convention relating to the protection of wetlands. So, the convention was signed in 1971. The convention was signed in 1971 because wetlands are great biodiversity resources. They also help to protect flora and fauna, even the trees with medicinal properties. There are a lot of advantages of protecting the wetland. Recently, Government of India made wetland conservation rules also in 2017. So, in this Ramsar convention, there is a record called Montreux record. Based on this record, 2 questions have come in UPSC. In wetland convention, there is a record called Montreux record. M-O-N-T-R-E-U-X. Montreux record. M-O-N-T-R-E-U-X. Montreux record means it was maintained by Ramsar convention. It says any important wetland which is really international importance, but which is getting polluted by industries, pollutions and other anthropogenic activity. Anthropogenic activity means activity by the humans. Montreux record maintains a list of important, very great wetlands which are now being damaged by anthropogenic activity, pollution and other industrial pollution and climate change effects, mostly by man-made. This is called Montreux record. Previous question is, first is what is Montreux record? One more question is, what are the wetlands in India which are in Montreux record? Actually earlier, Chilka Lake is in the Montreux record, but it was removed. Chilka Lake in Orissa is in Montreux record in India, but it was removed. Now there are 2. Kelidio in Rajasthan, Kelidio National Park in Rajasthan and Loktak Lake in Manipur, they are in Montreux record. Kelidio National Park in Rajasthan, Loktak Lake in Manipur, they are in Montreux record. You should remember. So, Chilka was there earlier, it was removed. Kelidio and Loktak was still there. Loktak in Manipur, Kelidio in Rajasthan. Am I clear? So, your duty is, if you open Google, that 26 wetlands in India which are in Ramsar list, you will get entire list. And you have to remember which wetland is located in which state. There is Renika, Harike, Astamudi, Kolleru, Loktak. Like that you have to remember the wetland name and the state. This is, you may get in the match the following or some sort of one string of alternatives, you may get this. So, you have to remember. This is your duty. Okay. Which wetland located in which state. That list you will get in Wikipedia also. There are 26 in Ramsar convention. There are 26 wetland in Ramsar convention. 2 are in Montreux record. And Ramsar convention on wetlands of international importance, especially waterfowl habitat. The full name of this is Ramsar Convention on Wetlands of International Importance, especially as waterfowl habitat. WATERFOWL, waterfowl habitat. And Montreux record is about to anthropogenic activity, pollution levels and any technological advancement, all these things Montreux records. And remember, wetlands occur where water meets land. Wetlands occur where water meets land. Wetlands include mangroves, peatlands. Wetlands include mangroves. Mangroves means Sundarbans, example, like where the trees are salt resistant. Generally mangroves occur in the seashores. Salt resistant. They are very important for protecting the land from degradation. In West Bengal, Sundarbans are the typical example of mangroves. There is a place called Sundarbans where ocean meets the land mass. We have mangroves, peatlands, marshes, rivers, lakes, deltas, floodplains, flooded forests, rice fields and sometimes even coral reefs. Wetlands might be mangroves, peatlands, marshes, rivers, even sometimes rice fields, coral reefs, even flooded plains, or flooded forests. Any area can be called as a wetland. Okay, just remember Kolleru Lake. Kolleru Lake. It's a wetland. And the major thing is, in most of the states, the state governments are now playing with wetlands. Construction, projects, developmental activities, construction of apartments near wetlands. This is a serious issue. This is a serious issue. Wetlands exist in every country. Don't think that they appear in only in tropical regions. Don't think that wetlands appear in only in tropics. Tropical region, subtropical region, sometimes rarely polar regions also you can see wetlands. Even in polar areas you can see wetlands, not only in tropics. Okay, this is a story about Ramsar Convention. Ramsar is in Iran.